Aw man, this is seriously bad. In the midst of this heavy snow, for some reason, she's wearing a miniskirt with bare legs and high-heeled boots. Her hair is long, a light brown, almost blonde, and loosely curled. She's like the perfect example of a gal. What is there a gal here of all places? The situation was so unnatural that I was at a loss for words. My name is Jason. I work as a system engineer for a company. As the name suggests, a system engineer manages and maintains the web systems used by the company. Sometimes, I have to work at night, outside of regular business hours, to make adjustments. If there's a problem, I can be called in, day or night, and it's not unusual to be on standby all day just in case something happens. It's a pretty tough job. Hey, can you come right now? The lines are totally down, and we can't get any work done. It was the weekend, and I was off that day. However, in the evening, my boss, Mitch, called me in. Mitch is a self-centered guy who bosses people around as he sees fit. He seems to think that as long as he's okay, that's all that matters. Even though I finally had a day off, I ended up having to go in for Mitch's weekend work. Due to the cold wave since yesterday, the weather this weekend was unfortunate. I drove to the office since I didn't know what time it would end. Eventually, it was close to 9 p.m. when we finished. Outside, it was heavily snowing, and the snow had already piled up, with hardly anyone around. You have a car, right? Give me a ride. Mitch, who had finished getting ready before me, said that as if it were obvious. According to the online news, the trains were all delayed, and the stations were overflowing with people. Mitch's house is in the opposite direction from mine, but in this situation, I probably wouldn't be able to go home without giving him a ride. Reluctantly, I decided to drive him home. But I was too optimistic. When we went outside, the snow was nearly knee-deep, and there was a wind like a hurricane. Also, perhaps due to the wind direction, there was a pile of snow near the entrance of the parking lot. The lack of other cars might be a factor. In a panic, I went back to the office and took 2 shovels, Wellingtons, and rubber gloves from the janitor's locker. First, I have to shovel the snow to get the car out. Mitch, can you help me out here? Me? Why? It's your car, you do it. It's my car, but I can't drive you home like this. Saying that, Mitch reluctantly picked up a shovel and began to move the snow little by little, without much enthusiasm. The snow kept piling up as soon as we cleared it. Due to the extreme cold and wetness, we silently shoveled away until we cleared enough space for the car, but Mitch didn't even bother to put away the tools and quickly got into the car. He even had the audacity to start the engine and turn on the heater. I sighed and put them away for both of us. I left the wet tools propped against a nearby wall to dry. When I got back to the car, Mitch was glaring at me, saying, "You're slow, you slug." At this point, his self-centeredness was almost refreshing. However, just as we were about to finally get in the car and leave, we heard a sound. It sounded like a car horn. What's that? Is something wrong? Maybe someone needs help. Forget it. More snow is piling up. I'm done with shoveling. Mitch insisted on leaving, but the horn kept going off. I just can't help but be curious. But there's no one else around, right? What if someone really needs help? Thinking that no one would come to help in such a situation, I couldn't stay put and went back outside the car. Inside, Mitch was yelling, "I'm not helping. Do whatever you want." But I grabbed the shovel, Wellingtons, and rubber gloves I had left out to dry and dashed into the heavy snow. Following the sound of the alarm, I eventually find a car half buried in snow. It's parked in an open lot and is in a terrible state. And standing nearby is a young woman. In this heavy snow, she's inexplicably wearing a miniskirt with bare legs and high-heeled boots. Her hair is long, a light brown, almost blonde, and loosely curled. She looks like the perfect example of a gal. Oh man, this is seriously bad. The gal is putting her hands in her pockets and checking the contents of her bag over and over. What's wrong? The car won't open. It looks like I lost my key or something. It's really bad, right? Wait, if you don't have the key, the car won't move, right? Probably, the car's security system was triggered when she tried to open the door without the key, causing the alarm to go off. Not understanding this, or maybe because she's panicking, she keeps trying to open the door, and the alarm won't stop. For now, I tell the gal not to touch the door and think about what to do. In the snow, it's impossible to look for the key, and with the car so buried, shoveling it out will take a lot of time. When I ask where she needs to go, it turns out it's near Mitch's house. Since she can come to pick up her car tomorrow, I decide to give her a ride in my car. While walking back to my car, I chat a bit with the woman. Her name is Ashley. Her grandfather, who is in the hospital, is not in life-threatening condition, but she got a call saying he wasn't feeling well and rushed over in the heavy snow. Her grandmother and mother are busy with work, so she often helps out with her grandfather's care and household chores. She's also interested in caregiving and is studying to become a care manager. I was really doted on by my grandpa, and since my grandma and mom are working, it's just natural for me to help out, she says casually, without bragging about something quite extraordinary. Judging by her appearance and the way she talks, I had assumed she was frivolous and feel guilty about it. Really? That's impressive. Sorry, I just looked at your appearance and thought you were just some gal. I honestly say that and apologize for my misunderstanding. For real, that's crazy, but everyone thinks that, so it's fine. I'm a gal after all. She laughs off brightly. More importantly, I'm going to post this on social media, so take a picture of me. She starts taking pictures with the heavy snow in the background. Let's take one together as a memory. I'll cover your face. She includes me in the picture. She immediately edits the photo and posts it on social media with the caption, "This snow is crazy." I'm relatively young myself, but I wouldn't think to do something like that. I haven't had many opportunities to interact with someone like Ashley, but it's refreshing and quite interesting. You're so slow. What were you doing? The snow must have piled up again. When I return to my car, Mitch is furious, having to wait. Moreover, the entrance of the parking lot is starting to get buried in snow again. I admit we're late, but his attitude is unacceptable. Still sitting in the car, demanding me to hurry up and clear the snow, Ashley sees right through Mitch and says, "What's with this old guy? If he wants it done faster, he should help too." Who is this silly girl? I'm a department head, his boss. I don't care. You're not my boss. Maybe you should quit a company with such a boss. Want to come work at my grandma's company? Ashley rebukes Mitch sharply while helping with the snow shoveling. Their back and forth is almost like a comedy duo, and it lightens the mood. I say, "Wow, your grandma is a president. That's impressive." "Right. I may not look like it, but I'm a princess," Ashley jokes. Then Mitch got mad at me again. "Just do it. Hurry up." While repeating this process, I somehow finish shoveling the snow and drive them, calming the two who are still bantering in the car. After that, Mitch starts to see me as someone who can handle troublesome people effectively. A few days later, when the snow had completely melted, Mitch calls me in. This time, it's during regular business hours. Thinking it might be another system issue, I head over, only to be told, "There's a complaint from a major client. Handle it." Why me, an engineer? Then, bringing up Ashley, he says, "You're good with difficult people, right? Just handle them like you did with that girl the other day," making an unreasonable request. Even though I argue that this situation is different, I'm somehow persuaded and end up going to the client with Mitch. The client is a company we do a lot of business with. Today, President Thompson, the head of the company, will handle the matter personally. I hear that President Thompson is a tough and renowned woman in her 60s. Feeling nervous, I'm led to the reception room. When President Thompson arrives, she looks at me and says, I've seen you somewhere, but I have no recollection of her. Still, she seems intrigued and examines my face closely. Well, today I brought Jason, our customer relations specialist," says Mitch, making up a non-existent department name and intending to leave everything to me, an engineer. Moreover, the complaint is about a sales-related issue, completely unrelated to me, and I have no idea what's going on. As I'm wondering what to do, President Thompson suddenly says, "I remember," and shows me her phone. There's a photo of me and Ashley on it. "The other day, in the snow, my granddaughter sent this to me. This is you, right? Your granddaughter?" "Yes," called Ashley. Turns out, Ashley is President Thompson's granddaughter. Since her childhood, Ashley, interested in fashion and hairstyles, used to wear and create her own unique styles, often attracting attention from her peers and school for her distinctive ideas. Starting around middle school, she embraced the gal style, drawing even colder judgment from society, often judged solely by her appearance without anyone bothering to understand her. However, on the day she met me, she happily told her grandmother, "I met such a nice guy. He helped me with shoveling snow and even gave me a ride home when I was in trouble. It's the first time someone outside my family has been so kind." She was thrilled and sent our photo to President Thompson. She always looks out for her grandpa and is a great kid aiming to be a care manager, but it's a shame she's not understood due to her hobbies and preferences, sighs President Thompson. At first, I thought, why is she dressed like that? But she hasn't changed since she was little. I was embarrassed to have thought that about my granddaughter. You're the first to really see her for who she is. She seemed so happy. I want to thank you for that. Really, thank you. She expresses her gratitude. Then, glaring at Mitch, she says, "And I heard from Ashley that you're an engineer. The original person in charge should be Mitch here, right?" Seeing right through him. It seems she has always had a lack of trust in Mitch's casual approach. Meanwhile, Mitch turns pale upon hearing what President Thompson had to say. He must be regretting speaking ill of the president's granddaughter. Then, Mitch's phone rings. It's a call from the company, and Mitch's complexion worsens even more upon answering. Apparently, a video that seems to feature Mitch has been posted on social media. The video, uploaded from Ashley's account, shows the interior of my car on that snowy day. Though the faces are hidden, it's clear that it's from when I was driving Mitch and Ashley. What's up with this gal? What a waste of time helping someone like her. I'd like to see what her parents look like. Such a foolish girl. Mitch is caught on video hurling insults at me and Ashley. The comments are overwhelmingly critical, saying things like, "That's awful. I wouldn't want a boss like that," and it's become a hot topic on social media. A colleague who was checking social media for work found this video and recognized Mitch's voice, suit, and attitude. The office is abuzz with this rumor. You always blame others when things go wrong. As someone in a position of authority, you should take responsibility for your actions. I'll tell Ashley to delete the video, so make sure you apologize properly. Upon hearing this, President Thompson advised Mitch, who trembled and nodded repeatedly. When President Thompson contacts Ashley, she gets frustrated immediately. Upon being told about the social media post, Ashley says, That one. I just deleted it. I was a bit annoyed when I posted it, but maybe it was rash," showing signs of regret. "Right now, the person in question is right in front of me. I'll hand over the phone so you can talk," she says, offering the phone to Mitch. Mitch hesitantly takes the phone and starts speaking. "I went too far, and I'm sorry. I judged you without knowing anything about you, just based on your appearance. It's okay, really. Everyone does that, but with that kind of attitude, you'll be disliked by people like that guy or those you work with. You're a big shot, right? You've got to value people. Ashley says, forgiving him with a laugh while sounding wise beyond her years. Afterward, Mitch apologizes repeatedly. I have newfound respect and gratitude for Ashley, who, despite her youth, has such a forgiving heart. It's not about looks or age, but caring for others and having empathy that's important. These qualities help us understand and respond to someone else's pain or discomfort. In this case, it was about Ashley taking down the post she had initially uploaded. Realizing the need to remove it before being pointed out must have been out of consideration for the other person. Now that you understand, bring an improved plan by next week. Mitch, you'll do it, says President Thompson. Mitch nods solemnly. Afterward, Mitch continued to come to work as usual, but after a while, he submitted a transfer request and moved to another branch. Although it's not confirmed, it's widely believed within the company that he was the one in the video, and he was heavily criticized in the comments, making him uncomfortable. He was much quieter than usual, but it must have been awkward for him. At his new branch, I hope he always remembers Ashley's words. As for me, I'm still busy as a system engineer, but I occasionally see Ashley. She was still a gal for a while, but one day she suddenly decided to quit being a gal, changing both her appearance and the way she spoke. I thought being a gal was my thing, but I don't want to worry Grandma forever. Besides, there are people who see me for who I am, like you, Ashley said, radiating a different kind of confidence and beauty than when she was a gal. Perhaps it's the beauty of her inner self showing through. Now, she seems to be living a fulfilling life as a care manager. I want to always remember not to judge by appearances or age,